Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Bowman here, and today we're continuing our playthrough of Planescape Torment. And today we're going to be exploring the Clerk's Ward and doing some quests around here. So let's get right to it. So we talked to this girl last episode to get the secret word to basically unlock Ignis, and now we need to talk to her again. The woman smiles as she greets you, her beauty no less breathtaking than the first time you saw her. Again she met the stranger. Why, she wondered, could he have come to me once more? Are you looking for someone? Where could she be? Namel wondered. Her companion... See, again. Why can't it be like, I'm looking for Sarah. My companion, Sarah. It's always got to be... Whatever. For her companion. The companion was supposed to have met her here days ago. The woman sighs miserably. The air around her grows chill with her sadness. How long must she search this vast foreign city before she finds her dearest friend? I could help find your friend. What does she look like? Namel claps her hands together and bows her head to you. She would be so pleased to hear news of her friend. She told the kind stranger what Elwyn looked like, so that he would know her should he come across her. An image forms in your mind, a woman who resembles Namel, but with golden eyes of hair and fiery crimson. I'll return if I find her.
Updated
Farewell.
my journal.
There she is. This tall, slender woman occasionally looks up from her cup of wine to scan the surrounding patrons and passerbys. Her facial features are elegant and exotic, and her eyes a brilliant golden color. Watch the light sparkling as she looks about. Greetings. She regards you carefully for a moment before replying. She speaks slowly and carefully, avoiding direct eye contact with you. I, Awelin, return your greetings. Awelin, your friend Nameli is looking for you.
Updated my journal.
She begins to smile, but then covers her mouth with her hand and looks down at her drink. I, Wayland, am most pleased to hear of Namel. Might I, Wayland, persuade you to tell her of this place? Yes, I'll do that for you.
Updated my journal.
She looks at you directly for just the briefest moments before she casts her eyes back down to her drink. Your senses are awash with warm, comfortable feeling, pure happiness. I, Wayland, thank you. It is my pleasure. May I ask you about her, though? The way she speaks and what her words do. How? I can only say that we come from another place, another world. We are not like the people here, those whose words, thoughts, and very feelings even affect nothing directly. Go on. I take great care so as to not affect those around me too greatly. Namel, she is new here and cannot do so. It is something she must learn should she choose to remain here much longer. But why? There are many reasons. I feel it is not right to impose reality upon those without the ability to impose their own reality upon me. Is there anything you cannot do by simply speaking of it? She frowns. A strange, unpleasant feeling rises in the pit of your stomach. Please, I would speak of it no more. Just one other question. She looks at you directly, your face reflected in the glittering golden disk of her eyes. He would speak of it no more to me, and thus would no longer force her to speak in such a way to him. You find yourself unable to voice another question. Your words catch in your throat as you try to ask. Fine then, farewell. I found her. She was looking for you too.
Updated my journal.
Her lips form a perfect smile, and infectious happiness radiates from her, clinging to you like sweet-smelling warmth. Namel was overjoyed to hear of your friend. Was she close by? She's at another cafe east of here, across this part of the ward. Namel thanked the man for his wondrous news. Soon she would go to visit her oldest friend, Awelin. Now, though, she would reward the stranger. No, that's all right. I need no reward. Namel touches your index finger to her lips, making a faint hushing noise. She would draw the stranger close, laying her hand upon his chest and kissing the pale leathery skin of his cheek. Life would flow into him, invigorating him. This, then, was to be his reward. As you wait, there's a light tingling sensation upon your cheek and chest. The feeling spreads across the whole of your body, and you begin to feel stronger, more animated. Thanks, I had some questions. She listened to the stranger's questions, but couldn't answer none. He would have to seek his answers elsewhere.
You know, I've learned some new tricks.
Farewell, then.
Goldward, also known as Wanker City.
Oh, I think this is him. This older man looks somewhat bookish. His clothing and accessories are extremely clean and neat and well cared for, and he often pauses to brush some fleck of dust or lint off them. A symbol resembling a stylized dagger piercing upwards through a flame is embroidered upon his tunic. Greetings. The man's eyes pass over you, gleaming as they fix on Mort. Oh, I say, would you look at that? A floating skull. Mort turns and looks behind them. Where? Where? The man gasps. By the unjust laws of tyranny and the merciless. Who? He suddenly covers his mouth and looks at Anna unapologetically. Sorry, the man was a horrible tyrant, now long dead. His name should never be spoken so. 'Tis rather vulgar. My deepest apologies, my lady. I did not mean to offend. Anna shrugs, rolling her eyes. Talk as you like, Cutter. I care not for what you say, unless you're rattling your bone box about me, that is. He turns back to Mort. But behold, a skull, buoyant, levitating off the ground, cognitive of its environment, and possessing hearing, speaking, and seeing capabilities. He turns to you as if you are suddenly a confidant. This is truly one of the reasons that the plains shall never become dull to me, sir, and just when you think you have seen everything, the plains show you yet another corner to peer around. He raises his hands gloriously. Suddenly, whole new, wondrous vistas are open to you. Actually, the talking floating skull thing is quite common, right up there with self-resurrecting amniotes scoring the sigil for their lost identities. The man ignores you, looking to Mort instead. I say, skull. Mort gasps. Look behind you, another floating skull. The man seems to have forgotten you entirely, instead turning in shocked to look for his other floating skull. No, where? Right where I'm pointing. Right where I'm pointing, there. Where? I cannot see it. Mort speaks with mock expression. You just missed it. A whole parade of them. Probably never gonna happen again in a million revolutions of the Great Ring. He turns and hams. I sense you also possess a particular degree of mockery. Mort bobs lightly as if shrugging. I prefer to refer to as a keen insight into human nature. He suddenly seems to see you for the first time. The man's eyes widen. By the unjust laws of tyranny, he catches himself looking apologetic. I say, are you alright? You look, he fumbles for the words, hurt. I'm alright. Aye, it hurts to look at him, it does. Very amusing, Anna. I had some questions, sir. The man nods eagerly. Of course. I'm always most happy to answer what questions I can, young sir. What do you know of Ravel Puzzlewell? Ravel, if she truly existed, and there is little to prove that she did, was a night hag, one of the inhabitants of the Grey Waste of the lower plains, and believed by some to be the worst of the lower plains. As the legend goes, Ravel was mazed several centuries ago. She was believed of being a mistress of many strange magics, and apparently her presence and sigil constituted a threat to the lady. I'm afraid that I know little about her. Mazed? The mazes, these are creations by the lady. You see, she takes a small piece of sigil, copies it, then uses a portal to place the copied bit into the deep ethereal. Once there, the piece of sigil then becomes a demiplane, an endless maze that curls and twists about itself. The lady uses these mazes to imprison anyone who threatens her power. Once she has determined that you are to be imprisoned there's no escaping them. There is believed to be a way out of each maze, but it is most likely extremely difficult. I had some other questions. Questions about the city. I'm curious about the Lady of Pain. The Lady of Pain, yes, she is the force behind Sigil, you know. Very impressive figure, but little is known about her. What is known about her? She begins ticking off the points on his fingers. 1, she is not just a symbol of Sigil, as some claim. She is very real and very dangerous. 2, she is believed to be one that keeps the powers, deities, out of Sigil. As long as she is present, the powers cannot enter Sigil. 3, she also prevents unauthorized teleporting and gathering into and out of Sigil. It prevents the outer planes creatures from bringing even more of their kind of Sigil outside of the conventional routes. 4, she has never spoken to anyone. 5, she She has control of Sigil from Oscar, a power now believed dead. 6. Anyone who threatens Sigil or her is punished either by falling beneath her shadow, which results in a series of invisible stab wounds that can kill even greater Betsu, or by being sent to the mazes from whence few ever escape. 7. She does not like to be worshipped. Those that do are often found with their skin missing. And lastly, the sight of her is believed to drive others mad. She stole control of Sigil from a power? How do you know this? 'Tis the belief of my order. You said that the sight of her drives people mad? Yes, he ponders for a moment, but I must add that the caveat that I have never seen her, you understand. So how is it you know she created Sigil? 'Tis the belief of my order. I think that's all I wish to know. This thin, sharp-faced man rushes towards you, calling out for your attention. Ah, sir, but a moment of your time. Were you purchased here to visit the tailor? The man breaks in. I asked, sir, because I seem to have offended the man. I had commissioned the hot-blooded fool to make me a costume, but he's thrown me out of his shop and will not speak with me. So, what? The man suddenly balls his fist and shakes them at the sky. What have I done to deserve such treatment? Nothing, I say. I was a patron. It is his duty to serve me, and that churlish buffoon. What did you want from me? He focuses on you again. Oh, yes, you. Could I beg of you to enter the place and fetch my costume for me, sir? I have a masquerade to go to, and I am not sure the time to commission another tailor. I'll do it, but not for free. You'll what? For the power's sake, man. You're just fetching a costume. It won't take but a moment of your time. I certainly don't think such a meager act is worth a wage, sir. Fine, I'll
Updated my journal.
Most excellent. 'Tis this very building right here. He points to the long structure just north of him. I thank you, sir.
Done.
The short, heavy-set, middle-aged man is wearing clothes that seem to be spun of glittering gold. In his hands he holds a bolt of cloth strung taut across a wooden frame. He is currently embroidering some pattern into the fabric. Greetings. The man doesn't seem to acknowledge your presence. He continues to work at his embroidery, muttering under his breath as he sews, shimming notes of highlight to sparkle and drop from the top of the needle. I said greetings. The man doesn't seem to acknowledge your presence. He continues. I said greetings. 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 Good sir, did you hear me? The man does not look up from his work, frowning disdainfully as he answers you. Yes, I am certain that what you need is truly quite urgent. Now, if you could just be silent for a moment. Wait patiently. At last he sets down the embroidery and looks up at you. Before you can speak, however, he suddenly picks up another item and sets to work on it. Again, he works what looks to be a tiny... Ow! Kitty. Looks to be a tiny colored spark drip from the fabric. Wait some more. He finally finishes his work, setting it down to examine you. Greetings, I am Gonclaves. Now, what was it that you were here to me about? I had questions. I hope 'tis garments I shouldn't answer. I wanted to pick up a dustman costume. You're in the Luxor. I happen to have one available. Its cost is 30 copper commons. I'll take it. He takes a set of neatly folded robes from under a counter. Here you are, sir. I would warn you, though, if this is for the upcoming masquerade of Lord Erd, many folk are already attending as dustmen. I'll keep that in mind. Farewell. Well, did you get the costume from the Gonclaves? Yes, here it is. It cost me 30 commons.
Updated my journal.
Yes, here it is. Fine, take it. He tosses you 30 copper commons. Now, I have to be off. Wait, he said many people were already going to this masquerade as dustmen. Did he? Blast, I would have hated to arrive in such a common costume. I could go see if he has another one ready. Not a bad idea, not bad at all. Quickly see if that poorly nincompoop has another, would you?
Updated my journal.
I had questions. I wanted to pick up another different costume. He nods and smiles knowingly. The Dustman bit seemed a bit too common after all, eh? Well, it just so happens that I have a Godsman costume if you would like. It shall cost you only 50 coppers. I'll take it. Thanks. Yes, I have it here. It cost me 50.
Updated my journal.
He makes a disgusted noise, snatches the costume from you, and shoves 50 coins into your hands. Now I have to be off. Farewell. Who's this? This slender young man approaches you wearing a somewhat worried expression. 1,000 pardons, sir, but I am looking for a certain man, and I think you might be able to help me. Oh, how so? I am a messenger, sir, who seeks a man, it said, cannot die. A scarred man for whom death is nothing but most trivial of annoyances. You match the admittedly vague description I was given, sir, and I had wondered if you were he. Yes, that's me. He nods, then bows deeply to you. A message for you, then, sir. Mistress Dromley of the House Surma, a lady of high standing, has sent me. Mistress Dromley would meet you in the Civic Fest Hall, where she would make a proposal which I know nothing to you. Should you choose to seek her out, she wears green silks trimmed with gold, and has the color of blue steel. Hair color of blue steel. This is the extent of my message, sir. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
Farewell. This sharp-featured woman's appearance is attractive, though somewhat disturbing, with her blue-black skin and bright yellow eyes. As she examines you, a small pair of bat-like wings unfold from her back, then seem to settle back into her skin. Well, well, a floating disembodied skull. She narrows her eyes. You're the scarred man who's been going around asking all the questions. She looks you up and down. You sure look lost. Did you want to come in, really, or are you just casing the place because you have nothing better to do? Because Verchika, she indicates herself, can help you. How can you help me? I travel and trade extensively. I hear a great deal. I purchase a great deal, and I own a great deal. Perhaps I can make you a great deal. Is there anything that you desire? Perhaps. What are you selling? Would you care to examine the weapons and charms, or some more exotic acquisitions? The exotic items? She smiles as you look at the various shelves in the middle of the shop. If you see nothing you like here, there are more items towards the front and the back of the store as well. Examine the fiend's tongue. You examine what appears to be a tongue floating in a jar of brine. She frowns at it. This is a fiend's tongue, I think, but who really knows? It's said that placed into the mouth of any living thing, it will give the ability of speech, even if there was none before. I'm selling this oddity for only 60 copper, should you want it. I'll take a look at the other things. Let's see. Gorgon salve. Examine the Gorgon salve. Hey, no. You examine a bottle labeled as Gorgon salve. She holds it up for you. I traded for this with some sword-slinging Prime Worlder Persis. I think That was his name. Smeared onto the surface of any being turned to stone, it will revert them to flesh. Only 100 copper commons. A bargain considering how handy it might come in should you ever find a friend of yours transmuted into rock. I'll take it. Feeds tongue. I'll take it. Telecube. Because you examine the small metal replica of a cube-like structure with huge eyes on one of its faces. The toy has 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 folding wings, and at least 18 points of articulation. She smiles as you pick it up. A collector's item, perhaps, or a piece of artwork. Who knows? But I like it. If you do buy it, ask around. Someone might know more about it than I do. You can have it for only 1,500 copper coins. 1,500 copper coins. My goodness. I guess I'll take it. Monster jug. No. Look to the front of the store. You examine the twisted little imp-like creature sculpted out of pure milk chocolate. It looks delicious, does it not? Imported from the lower plains. These are rare, you know, and quite prized by lovers of chocolate and confessions. It's a real croissant. Croissant. A fiendish familiar polymorphed into chocolate by powerful sorcery. It's only 199 coppers. I don't know. Guess I'll take it. The Codex of Inconceivable. I'll take it. Diva's Tears. Elixir. Of horrific separations. Take that. Stained lens. Sure. There's ring. Take it. Take it. Ragdoll. Take it.
Ignis hears you.
Okay.
Endure.
Okay.
In enduring, grow strong.
I think we'll end this episode here, and maybe on the next one we'll figure out what exactly we need with all these exotic items. So anyway, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below, everyone, and as always, we'll see you all in the next one.